All right, so this is the Engwe Engine Pro 2.0. So this is their newest model of the Engine Pro, and it has a lot of upgrades. You can see this bike is a beast, and it is really awesome. It's super powerful, has the full suspension. So I'm actually going to show you a quick unboxing and assembly time lapse, but you can go ahead and skip to the chapters on my review and then showing you just some riding videos. You can see here I am just taking a scissors and cutting all of the zip ties, removing all of that foam packaging and some tape, and it's obviously very well packaged, but it did actually take me 13 minutes just to take all of the packaging off. I actually just threw it into the box. I thought that was the best place to put it. Here you can see everything is laid out, all the parts, everything that came. And then here is like the manual and the tools. There's the charger, the pedals. So everything's just laid out there for you. Now, the reason I'm showing you this, I'm not going to show you a full assembly, but you can see here I was facing some confusion. Now looking back, I can see that maybe it was a little silly, but if you are like me and you're just confused, as you can see, I'm just trying to figure out this one part here. Everything in the manual, everything on other people's videos are just like, oh, just come and put this on. Well, it's not quite that simple. So my friend Ben happened to be over, and he came over and took a look, and he immediately saw what I was not seeing, pulled that little rubber cap off, and then that screw, and then that silver thing was just there for packaging. It wasn't actually part of the frame, and I thought it was because it was turning the whole fork. So anyway, the reason I'm pointing this out is just because there was no clear mention of this anywhere, and I was actually kind of annoyed. All the other videos about this bike just show, they're just like, yeah, just put this on. It's like, that's not helpful. Anyway, so hopefully this helps someone, and if so, give me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if that helped you. Now, we just proceeded here, the two of us, in assembling the bike. We were trying to follow the instructions, but they were pretty worthless. That's to be expected. You know, this is something that you kind of have to have some level of understanding of, you know, a little bit of mechanical aptitude, you might say. But Ben and I worked at this together for like 45 minutes. So it's not something that you'll just take out of the box and start riding. Plan a couple hours, maybe even. Because like I said, the two of us were working at it together for that long. So about an hour of unboxing and assembly. There was nothing really difficult. It's just a matter of doing it. You know, there's a lot of screws and different things to put on, fenders and the rear rack and everything, and the light. All right, so we're just putting the finishing touches on here, and I had to get on and try it out. The seat was very comfortable. The handlebars probably were a little too high there, but anyway, just that initial check. Definitely exciting to get on it initially and see how it feels. Feels very good. And then Ben wanted to try it as well. We're both probably pretty similar height, like 5'11". Now let's get back to the main review. All right, so this is the Engwe Engine Pro 2.0. So this is their newest model of the Engine Pro, and it has a lot of upgrades. You can see this bike is a beast, and it is really awesome. It's super powerful, has the full suspension, which to me is amazing. I think it sets this bike apart from like competitors. Something like electric. I had the electric 3.0, and it's very similar style of bike, but with the full suspension, it makes all the difference in my opinion. We have a torque sensor also on this, which is my personal favorite. I like a torque sensor much more than a cadence sensor. If you're not familiar with it, torque sensor is kind of, I describe it more of like a dimmer switch, where it depends how much pressure you put is how much power you're going to get out of it, as opposed to the cadence sensor, which is simply like telling the motor to go on and off, and that's not as efficient. So you'll find cadence sensors are cheaper, and there is some things they can do to tune them, but having a torque sensor is, in my opinion, much better. It has a 52-volt battery, which also is better than most that would have like a 48 or even a 36. Has a full color screen, it has the throttle, everything like you would expect on a modern e-bike, this bike has. Plus, I would say even more. With the 750 watt motor on this thing has a lot of power. Obviously this thing folds, I actually just got it out of the back of my Subaru Crosstrek, which is a pretty small car actually. It has the metal fenders, it has headlights, it has a really nice seat, it has a nice rack here. This whole thing can hold 300 pounds. You have these controls here, so if you hold in the bottom button, it kind of does some like little things there, and then it arrives at there. We have the power bar at the top. You can see I am fully charged, and then, you know, the plus for changing the pedal assist. And then let's see, this is the headlight, so if I push that, the screen does get a little dim, which is nice for riding at night. And the headlight and the brake light, or sorry, the rear light are on. And then this other button on the side here changes right there the items that you have selected. So trip, odometer, max, and average. Okay. We do have a Shimano Altus 8-speed, and that's really nice. I just love having the 8-speed as opposed to 7 on some. So I think that's great. You have a really nice padded grips. The gear shifting is amazing. The hydraulic disc brakes, you know, something that you would certainly need on a bike like this. They say it's 69 pounds. Now I assume that's counting the battery. So 69 pounds, it's heavy. Like it's not too big or it's not too heavy or too light in terms of comparing it to other e-bikes. But like, let's say you're going to be putting this in and out of your car trunk or the hatch of your car. One thing you could do is take the battery out, you know, when you go and fold it. So, you know, I haven't actually done this, but you could do it. All right, so you have to, you know, pull back this little lever and then pull pretty hard on that, which is good. But what I was saying is you could actually pull the battery out. Now I do have the key in, so I'm gonna have to take that out, but that would probably weigh, I'm gonna just guess, between 8 and 10 pounds. I mean, I don't know, which would, you know, certainly lower the actual full weight of the bike if you're lifting it a lot. I'll just put it back together here. I lift it right here. I don't know if it's designed as a handle, you know, when I need to lift it like this, move it around or something. It kind of makes a nice handle there. It's probably meant more for structure, but, and also as you're folding it, there's just two things that fold, just this and then this here, which I showed you. Everything's like adjustable. You can adjust the height of this, right? And then obviously the seat post. So yeah, that's going to depend on your preferences. You know, when I get on this bike, you know, I certainly want to have a nice cadence. So I want to have, you know, I guess, what do they say? Your lower legs at like a 15-degree angle or something. Whatever, I don't get too into that, but you want to have a comfortable position where your arms rest here, right? So by allowing the seat to go up and down, and also the handlebar, you can achieve that. Maybe you like it up really high, or, you know, maybe you like it down lower. It gives you that full control. Like I said, a very comfortable seat. Like I'm so impressed by that. Everything about this bike is premium quality that I can see, and certainly a good value, obviously, as well. All right, so as I said, the suspension on here, it has rear suspension, which, look at this, I think it's amazing. You'll actually see it if I get on here. Just pushing down a little. It also has front suspension, which I did not say, but it also has the standard, you know, you can lock it out if you want. You can turn that. You can even adjust the pre-tensioning of the shock. But the rear suspension is amazing in my opinion. So I'm just going to sit on here and jump a little. You can see that it really does work. I'm so impressed by it. Since it is a full suspension bike, it's implied that this is an all-terrain bike. So this model, with all that extra power, I mean up to 1200 peak, up with all this extra power, this is an off-road vehicle, or at least an all-terrain vehicle. Maybe not a mountain climbing vehicle with the fat tires. It's not like your standard mountain bike, but it's more of that all-terrain vehicle. And so that's why I came here. I'm actually at a local park here. This is actually Pinchot State Park in Pennsylvania, and they have a lot of mountain biking trails. And so I thought this would be the best place to test it out. The all-terrain capabilities, you know, the suspension and those 4-inch fat tires, and also the incredible motor and the power, the torque that this thing has. So that's what I'm going to do now, and so I'll just show you some footage of me riding around. And here I was just pedaling a little bit and using the pedal assist. Right there I'm using just the throttle. Just playing around, seeing how it handles on different kinds of terrain. Now here I was trying to deliberately hit this pothole, so take notice to the full suspension here. Alright, so I'm really enjoying the full suspension. If it did not have that, I mean, I would not be riding here. It's that simple. The power that this thing has, it can really get going. I didn't really mention it, but it's standard. You know, the throttle will take you up to 20 miles per hour. The pedal assist can go up to 28 miles per hour. And that's, again, that's standard, that's legal stuff. You're not going to get faster than that. And that's fine, I think. But anyway, this thing performs so well. It's such a fun thing to ride around. All right, let's do a throttle test. I'm going to completely stop and then throttle. There, I'm already at 20. Stays consistently at 20 in throttle. Now if I just let go of the throttle and switch to pedal assist, I can actually go a little faster. And if I was not going uphill, I could hit 28. Here I am just drifting down a little hill, and I'm already going 20 miles per hour. Just drifting. Alright, so the rest of this video is just me riding around on this bike on different types of terrain. You can see it's a beautiful day here at Gifford-Pinchot State Park in Pennsylvania. I went from pavement there to just gravel. There's actually a couple different types of trail material here if you pay close attention. But yeah, just driving around, just enjoying the day. Very smooth ride. I was definitely interested in testing, you know, the all-terrain, you know, full suspension and everything, the fat tires. It's just incredible. I just can't explain how impressed I am with all that. Really smooth ride for this kind of terrain. I'm just using a mix of different gears and pedal assist and throttle. There you can actually hear a stone hit the metal fender, so it's nice to have those. And yeah, I just hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you found it helpful and want to learn more about this bike, you can click my affiliate link in the description. That'll really help the channel. And if you just liked anything about the video, give me a like. That really helps as well. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate you watching.